welcome to Life Balance with Dr. Chinwe. And today we're going to be looking at how to balance our life, especially the young entrepreneur, with special attention to the female out there. Okay, so today I have an amazing, beautiful, elegant. I call her a princess, okay, because she's smart, she's intelligent, she's focused, and as if that's not all, she runs her own company. She's the CEO of Ridex Logistics. Okay, outside that, she's in the corporate world as well. She has a 9 to 5 job, and she's able to combine it with her own business. So she understands that she needs to run her own thing as well. She's just a newly married, Amaria. I call her beautiful, elegant Judith Onyewenyi. It's right here on the show with me. Judith, how are you today?
Fine, thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, good to have you around. Also call her Jewberry, okay, for just in case she's still very excited about her marriage and all of that. How does it feel being married, Judith?
It feels very beautiful, very beautiful, and it comes with a whole lot of change. Change I'm willing to experience more about. Change is a constant thing, and it's something people don't really accept easily. But I'm excited about it, and I'm living to know more.
How long have you been married?
2 months. Today made it 2 months.
Wow, so this is your 2 months anniversary.
Yes.
Wow, anyway, don't forget to call me your next anniversary. Your anniversary, I need to be there. You're looking real nice.
Thank you.
Okay, so let's go straight to the business of the day. You're quite young, and you already have your own company. Of course, you're still doing your 9 to 5 job as usual, okay? But I'm trying to understand, is it challenging, adding two of them together? And how did you first of all, how did you even start? How did you go about this logistic thing?
Okay, I started in 2020. My first work was in 2019 when I relocated fully to Lagos. Okay. I worked with an ad company, and I was paid with an advertising company.
Oh, I see.
And I was paid 40,000 naira.
Wow.
While I was working there. Someone just done with youth service. I was really excited about it. I was excited about it because I wanted to explore more about myself. Okay. I was excited about it because I was in a new environment that I could see had more to offer. I was excited because I was no longer dependent on my mom to, give me so much, and my mom, my family members, to always say, take this, take that, take this as your pocket money, take this as upkeep allowance and all that. So I was really excited about it, and I'm really grateful for the people that supported me, my uncle in particular, and also my bosses at work and my colleagues. They really helped me. They saw a lot of things in me that I didn't even see myself. I remember one of my bosses to tell me, he would say, there's a lot more about you. When I go to meet him, I'm like, I can't do this, guy, I can't close this. They will say, you can close it. And he'll tell you, do more, do more, do more. I know the salary then wasn't so much. One of his reasons then was that I didn't have much in my portfolio. And I could understand. But he could see a lot that I was willing to do something for myself. And it was something that was always pushing me to take a step forward. So during the COVID, I was working from home, and I enjoyed it so much.
Okay.
So while we were gradually phasing off the COVID, the pandemic season, I refused to go back to work.
Oh, really?
My boss called for me, and I said, no, I didn't want to work again. I wanted to start my own business. I wanted to do something for myself. And with the little I had back then, I was able to purchase my new bike.
Okay.
That was my first dispatch bike.
Wow.
So I was using it to just serve people in my estate, because there were some other women in my estate. Some were into clothing, some were into body cream, some were into vegetables, some were into smoothie making, some we used to sell food in liters to other people, different type of businesses. And I was like, we don't have a dispatch in this estate.
Wow.
And there was one other woman who really, she had a platform. She had a WhatsApp group where all of us were all members of. So when people buy these items, when they know that they have a customer to send an item to, I was always the go-to person to deliver these items, because there was no dispatch to do all of that.
Wow.
I know movement was restricted in some way and all that. So it was an initiative that came up from, should I say, I dreamt about. I just came up.
Really?
Yes, it was
Okay,
something.
so it's not like you had been in that industry before.
Yeah, before I actually had my own bike, I was managing other dispatch bike for other people.
Oh, okay.
So that was how I was able to still raise some money for myself, like make extra income during the COVID.
Okay.
Then when I got my own bike, I think then I had to I managed bike for like 3 different people. So when I got my own bike, I had to stop managing like 2 bikes. I was only managing 1 because I couldn't just function with my own bike alone. Yeah, so I was managing mine and managing for another lady. So after that period, I told her, okay, when I got my second bike, I told her I wouldn't manage hers anymore because she had higher expectations from me, and I told her we couldn't meet this target. And so when I was struggling just handling my own bike, I was pushed to get another bike. So that made mine too. And that was how I expanded, and I started having a niche of trying to connect with other dispatch companies, because some companies will tell you they don't have enough, they have a lot of orders that they can't finish up, so they might call on me. That in the business is called outsourcing your orders. So I outsource to them sometimes, they outsource to me sometimes. So instead of losing the customer totally or telling the customer I can't do this job, that was an initiative that came up because I knew that at the point where I was having constant calls, constant messages, constant referrals, I couldn't just tell them, oh, I'm not going to do your delivery, I'm not going to do your delivery. I needed to do their delivery, so I wouldn't give the impression of, no, I'm out of business, because I needed these customers.
Okay, Judith. So we're gonna talk more, about Judith after the break. Okay, so welcome back, Jenny, to the show. So we're talking about bike delivery and all of that, how you be able to cope and all of that. Yeah, I also know that you're a 9 to 5 person. Okay?
Yes, I am.
And then you're now married.
Yes, I am.
So I see you're wearing, you're doing so many things at the same time. Okay, so first of all, I'd like to ask you, your husband, does he accept you the way you are? I mean, of course, you must have told him that you're into your everywhere, doing everything, making money and all of that. Is he supportive of it? Or is he the kind of person that's going to say, when I marry you, you're going to stop all of this and be a stay-at-home wife? That's what we see these days. People marry their wives and they're doing so well. At the end of the day, you see the wife is now a housewife who can't even take care of herself. Because from what you're saying here, you've already started making your own money. You're no longer depending on brother to give you money, sister to give you money, and all of that. So tell me, how do you tend to marry those things together?
And my husband is very, very, very supportive. I started my company before we met, and even while we were still dating, he was very supportive of everything that I was doing. And he's a strong believer of, it's not about you just making the money, it's about you also having to make use of your talents, of your gifts, having to still remain resourcewful. I was all this before him, even while we were still dating, the period of courtship and all that. He was always telling me, he was always trying to be updated about how my work was going, what was happening, how things were, what were my challenges, and we talk about it. He even prefers solutions sometimes. And then I'm like, okay, I'll walk towards it from this angle, and it was so beautiful. So he's very supportive of it. He's very supportive. And talking about creating balance, it all comes with change. Change comes at any time. Change comes when we want to make a huge, should I say, a huge life step. Like, okay, being single, I could manage it by just making my own decisions. Now being married, you have bills to pay. You have higher expectations. You still have your dreams, your goals to achieve. So it all comes into life balance. Life balance in the sense that I need to work. I still need to allow my business to run. So in this situation now, what I am doing is I have a different company, not a company per se, but I have someone else who manages for me.
Oh, okay.
So it's not like, yes, it's not like the person is the full, is the one managing totally, but she's just in charge, because I can't be at my office and still be having to discuss with or engage with my customers one-on-one. I wouldn't have to do that. I have people who are, I have bosses at my workplace, and of course no boss will be pleased that you're at work and you're trying to still do your personal stuff. No, no boss will really accept that. No boss will really accept that. So the balance there is, I need extra hands. I need extra hands. So I got the extra hands, but I still have to monitor what is happening. Like the month, today is 22nd, right? I have to, the month is almost ending. You have to have an account. You need to know what your challenges in the business this month were, what corrections need to be made, what initiatives should be brought in, what initiatives should be abandoned. You need to know your riders' performance to the job. You need to also know your bikes, when do your bikes need maintenance. All this need to be checked. So the person in charge or the person managing it for you might be able to handle this, but while the person is handling it, the person also needs supervision. Because you know, some people naturally have this feeling of, oh, it's not my business, so I wouldn't manage it so much. Some people will really take the job personally, but when they know that there's some level of supervision, they tend to do the right things, and they know that you're going to checkmate all of the activities. And also it's all about striking a balance.
That's fantastic. It's so interesting to know that you also make out signs to supervise your worker. Like you rightly said, people just, you know, they don't care about things. But it's so nice to hear young persons like you who puts her nose down to see what is happening despite your busy schedule. Okay, so what are the challenges that you face? I mean, has it been rosy? You know, you left school. I know you just left school, and then you started doing your own. I mean, you worked for a while, started doing your own thing, and you're still working. Has it just been very smooth going like this, or is it because there's somebody backing you up or something? Is it your personal efforts?
It's I would say my personal effort first of all, because if I didn't have the will, I wouldn't go out to find the way. So, and also I would say I also had people who supported me. People who supported me financially, because at some point you're like, I'm stuck. And then you see people who even believe, who also believe in what you're doing. They're like, okay, I would support you. Some of them, you don't even go to them and say, okay, I need your financial support. Some, they just know that, like, okay, I get customers who tell me, okay, like some of my customers who I do bulk deliveries for, at the end of the month, they pay. They don't pay daily. So you just make your account and send to them. So they pay you monthly, right? Someone is supposed to send you a payment of, let's say, 50,000, for instance, for a month. And the person is sending you in advance. The person is giving you a payment of 100,000.
Wow.
The person is supporting your business in some way. Because at that month, your record is, you feel like your record is supposed to read 50,000. But it's not reading 50,000, it's reading 100,000. So it's a way of supporting your business to still move on and do more.
That has to do with your level of commitment as well.
Yes.
Because if they didn't see that commitment in you, I'm not sure they will believe in you to even support you to that extent.
Definitely.
Because you're, you know, you're showing that you're fit and you're capable of doing that. That's why they can entrust such money into your hands.
Yes.
That's fantastic. I think the women out there, you're listening to young Judith, who is an entrepreneur. At the same time, she has her regular job, okay, and she's keeping up. It's quite an inspiring one to see that young people at this point in time are no longer dependent on men to do everything for them, okay? And so, Judith, once again, I'd like to ask this very serious question. You know, it's been bothering me a lot about young people. There's some young people who just sit down there hoping that manna will come from heaven and all of that, you know. For me, I see you're almost like, will I say, Hilda Bassi, or you're a brand on your own, you know, because I know she prepares herself to do things and all of that, and people are celebrating her, okay? True. And you're also in that category that you've been doing so many things, and you know they're adding up now. Now, what do you have for the young people out there who just think that it's not possible? You know, some people just feel that, okay, if you're not connected, you can't get things going. Some people just feel that, oh, especially in Nigeria today, some people just think it's you have to be a politician, you have to be a government. I mean, do you really believe in that, or there's something you need to tell them, you know, to believe in themselves?
Okay, first of all, there's nothing is impossible, and I feel there's no limit to anything.
Okay.
A lot of the misconception is a lot of people feel like they need to be celebrated in a grand way.
Okay.
But you can also do well in your business, no matter how small it is. Let me explain this with when you meet small business owners and you tell them about online presence or social media presence. Most of them come in the angle of, oh, I need to be on Instagram, I need to be on Facebook, I need to be on LinkedIn. I need to have 1 million followers, I need to have 100,000 followers. It's a misconception, I would say. For me, while I was marketing, my major social media platform was WhatsApp.
Really?
Yeah, WhatsApp. You know, I had a lot of people
because I
on
know
my...
that sometimes you say you can't even cope with your orders.
Yes, my orders were on WhatsApp. I wake up in the morning and I'm seeing like 4, 5 new, even above, up sometimes up to 8, 10 new contacts. Sending you message, oh, I need this delivery done, I need this delivery done, or I got you, you came highly recommended. Someone, so when they mentioned the person's name, so and so person from so and so place referred me to you. Can you do this delivery for me?
So referral also works.
Referral also works because referral is an underrated marketing strategy.
One more last question for you. Now that you're married and you know you're just newly married, I mean, tendencies that you're going to be carried away with your marriage and all of that. Do you see intent to keep your business, as a CEO, and of course your 9-to-5 job as well? And then we're also looking at having kids. I suppose you're looking towards having kids as well. Okay, what's your plan? How do you tend to balance all of this together?
Okay,
Are you gonna let some of this thing go away?
No, I'm not ready to let my business go. I'm not ready to stop work because as a child growing up, I dreamt of, when you ask me what do I want to do when I grow up, I'll tell you, I want to put on a suit, I want to put on high heels, I want to have makeup on, and then pick up my bag every morning and say, I'm going to work. It has always been a dream, right? But as growing up, gradually, going through life, you find out that you tend to want more. You tend to render some level of service. You tend to give yourself some level of exposure. So I don't intend stopping my work, which is something that it's an experience I love so much. I don't intend stopping my work. And I also look forward to having kids and having a beautiful home. So I tend to strike a work balance. Right, I intend to strike a work balance. Though at some point it feels like you're not going to do it all by yourself. You need some level of help. In my office, I'm not the only one working in my office. I have other colleagues I'm working with, definitely. And to strike that balance means I need to respect myself when I'm at work and make sure I give my best. I have 24 hours in a day. I have 7 days in a week. I have 31 days in a month. Right? So all these whole days, I won't spend it just doing my business, just doing my work. I have to create a work balance. So whenever I'm working, I know that I'm working. If I'm going to put my business, let's say when I get home every day or at the end of the week, I just give myself some hours of the day and focus on my business, think about my strategies. And some ideas might even about my business can come to me at work. I can put them down. I had some times where my husband, even while we were dating, he helped me pick some calls. Maybe when I'm trying to work on something from work and he picks my call and, handles my delivery. Sometimes he's not even the one picking up the calls, but he's the one typing. He's just asking me, what should I say? What should I type to the customer? So you need people around you. No matter how it is, no man is an island. So to strike this work balance, you need people around you. At some point, these people might offend you, or nobody is perfect. Things might go wrong at some time. Mistakes will be made. But you have to just let it go and keep moving. You just have to let it go. And even as I said, and you need to make the people around you, those who are supporting you, those who are working with you, also understand what you want, what you want to achieve, right? As I said, no one is an island. You need people. So also let people understand what you want so they can also know where to fit themselves in. Anyone who I employ to work for me with my business knows that, okay, this is what I want. But the person also has his own life. So I wouldn't just tie the person down to my business. That means I need to supervise my business also at some point. So it's also knowing that no man is an island. I need to create that work balance.
Thank you so much, Judy. You're just a phenomenal person. It's not listening to you. I could go on and on and on. Okay, it's been nice having you on this show. And so I
Thank
take
you.
home for the people out there, from what I can understand from Judy, is that you need to actually supervise people that you put to work. And of course, she has just shown us that, you can still do your own business. In as much as you're doing some other person's business, you can still do your own business. It's called multiple stream of income. Am I correct? Yeah,
Correct.
and of course she has people backing her up. Her husband, people around her are all supportive of her business. That's why she's excelling. So I'm looking forward to having you in the next 5 years. I don't know how big you will have been then. I know you're quite big already, but I know you're going to be bigger then. Thank you for being on this show. I'm looking forward to having you sometime again.
Thank you.
All right, viewers, do have yourself a fantastic day. You can always share our video, like our videos, and send it to the right people so they can also comment, on what they have heard today from Judith as an entrepreneur, a female entrepreneur for that matter. This is me, Dr. Chinwe, saying I love you all.